Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit bummeroonies right now. I'm feeling a little bit bummeroonies. So today we're just gonna do something casual, something that I wanna do, and that is to talk about anime. Broaching this topic of anime was really sort of interesting because I don't really know where to begin. It is something that has been a part of my life for so long that I didn't really consider it as, I don't know, it was just a natural part of my life. I didn't really think too much about it. I do watch a lot of anime related content. So I also listen to the Trash Days podcast, and I'm a huge fan of that trio, Joey, Connor, and Gaunt. And they always talk about MYANIMELIST, which is a website that I have for some reason never heard of. I don't know, it never came across to me. I guess it's sort of like Goodreads for anime and manga. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna explore this website. I have never actually used it before, and I want to go through just the animes that are listed on the website and reflect on the past animes that I have watched so far, so we could take this journey together. And if there's anything that you want me to talk about a little bit more, holla at your girl, because I am definitely gonna talk about it. Alright, so we're the top anime series list, and let's see how many I can add to my list. Granted, I'm not going to include as an anime that I've sort of watched in drips and drabs, because sometimes I just catch a couple of episodes on TV when it's airing, or like on cable. I think like I was a huge Animax fan and they had a schedule, so sometimes I missed a couple of episodes, and that's generally how I consume anime. I'm not really such a rigid watcher. Of course, there's a few animes that I will seek out to definitely watch the whole thing, but sometimes, you know, if I have watched a couple of episodes, I'm not gonna add it to my list simply because it's not a fair representation of what I've actually watched. So I'm just gonna include only completed stuff, like stuff I've completed and have an actual opinion on, if I can remember them, because some of them it's been a while, I'm not gonna lie. Planet Koi no Kotachi no. Oh my god, am I like so out of touch with anime right now that I don't even know half of these animes? Okay, finally I see things that I recognize. Okay, so Mob Psycho. I would recommend this anime literally to anyone, because first of all, it's action-packed, beautifully animated. I think one of the things that I love the most about Mob Psycho specifically is the aesthetic that is so unique and just bright, colorful, in your face, you know what I mean? Some of these action scenes literally blew my fucking mind. I was like, I never knew that fight scenes could be this exciting and also just so artfully done, you know what I mean? Oh, is this really hard? Okay, I'm gonna say great. Let's just put it at great for now. I highly recommend this show. It's funny, it has heart, even though they're talking about psychics and like supernatural powers and all this kind of stuff. The things that really ground this anime is the evolution and like the character progression of Shigeo, and how he comes to terms with this power that he has, and sort of how he can straddle these two worlds, straddling being just a regular student and being a fucking OP psychic, basically. So I really enjoyed that. Sento Chihiro no, this is Spirited Away, right? Beautiful show. And I know that a lot of people think that Studio Ghibli is a little bit overrated. It's sort of like the Disney of anime, and to an extent I do agree that its art style was not something that I automatically was grabbed by. You know what I mean? Aesthetically speaking, it's just not as pleasing to me, but I realized that as I grew older, and I took a couple of lessons in university where it's about film studies and Japanese studies. And there was one module where it was about Japanese films in general. And I watched a bunch of Japanese films for that module in university. And I have never enjoyed studying so much. I think I wrote an entire paper on Spirited Away, just how the symbolism is so masterfully kind of interwoven into all this. It gave me a lot of things to think about. While I don't think it has the strongest narrative, like in terms of the storyline, I don't think it's like really that exciting or that interesting actually, because essentially it's about Chihiro. Chihiro is like this girl whose parents gets turned into pigs, and then she goes into the spirit world to turn them back, basically. That's like the super duper IMDb version of that story. And I remember when I was watching it when I was younger, I did not really appreciate it because I just thought some of the designs were just ugly. It was not speaking to me because I'm so used to, like, you know, really anime looking anime. Like, I'm talking like, you know, Gundam Seed, like the anime eyes with like the pretty girls. I was so used to that I was not really, I just thought that this wasn't even an anime at first. But after I've studied this film, I've garnered a lot more respect for Hayao Miyazaki. I like it. It's not my favorite Studio Ghibli film, so I'm just gonna put it as very good. I watched, oh my god, Sword Art Online. I watched like the first season and then I dropped it. So I'm gonna add that in the dropped. Did not like it. Sorry guys, I really don't like it. Dropped, I would have to say it is like a 4 out of 10 for me. I just didn't find the story compelling. One Punch Man, fucking great. Watched it, loved it. I don't like it as much as Mob Psycho, clearly, but I really fucking love One Punch Man. So, and I would have to say that it is very good. Naruto, it is a classic. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, it might be overhyped, but it's a fucking classic. I couldn't stop talking about Naruto when I was in secondary school. I remember this very, very vividly. And I had a huge crush on Kakashi Sensei because I thought he was the GOAT, which he is. I read the manga. I didn't really watch the anime. Should I not put this in here? Because there is like a manga section. Okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't. Okay, just know that I love Naruto, the manga. I didn't really watch the anime. Actually, I dropped it because too many motherfucking flashbacks, bro. Too many fucking flashbacks, too many filler episodes. I was just like, okay, I understand flashbacks for a narrative purpose to like show you which moment the character is actually thinking of right now. I get it, alright? Is a flashback required if you literally just saw that scene in that same episode? My short-term memory is not that bad, and I would assume that most people don't have that bad of a short-term memory. I don't care what you say. Steins Gate, reading the manga, not watching the anime, but I heard that the anime is good. I have watched, whoa, 9.12. That is a very, very high score. You know what? I watched the first episode and then I dropped it. Once again, very bad habit of mine. So I'm just gonna add this to my plan to watch list. I have to watch this. Even though I'm reading the manga now, I heard, 9.12 out of like almost 1 million users. Okay, you've convinced me. Kimi no Na wa. Kimi no Na wa. Your Name, yes, watched it. Oh, I don't know. Should I be controversial? I like the animation. I love the colors, how the light and, like, you know, the use of light in Makoto Shinkai's, is this Makoto Shinkai? Yes, it is Makoto Shinkai. My god, why am I even like doubting myself? I love Makoto Shinkai's aesthetic. I like the way he makes these seemingly mundane storylines so visually arresting and captivating, you know. It kind of makes you think that, like, okay, the world is actually so much more beautiful if you can take the time to really appreciate these subtle things that we sort of take for granted. So I love the visuals. Not a huge fan of the storyline. I just was not very invested in the characters, but I do love the animation, so I would put this as good.